Hi everyone, I'm Larry from Gennaro, and glad to have an interview here in the LToken conference. So Chinese government policies and the market changes a lot during the last half a year or even a year, and Chinese government is like kind of careful or too careful about the crypto, and they have some new policies coming up with the exchanges, bitcoins, and all the cryptocurrencies. But generally speaking, Chinese government is supporting the blockchain technology itself. For example, the governments are building up the blockchain incubators here and there in many cities, and some big companies started to use blockchain technologies to optimize their services. But for the crypto itself, the government is more careful than maybe other countries. But I think it takes time for the government to have a very clear law to how to regulate the cryptocurrencies. I studied in China, and I came to United States for my master's degree, and I worked in Silicon Valley for 2 years as a security engineer. And I've noticed Bitcoin since then, and so I created my own startup in United States, and I found that the blockchain market is much bigger in China. So I came to China back in 2015, and we came up with the Gennaro idea with my CTO Valen in 2016. And currently our office is in Shanghai, China, and Silicon Valley and Singapore. But since China had a very huge market and blockchain is more popular in China, so my personal may spend more time in China. And also, we are helping the projects come to China and contribute their technology to fit the Chinese market needs. It's really hard for me to predict the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but generally speaking, I think we're in the very early stage. No matter Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's just the beginning. So for me personally, I believe there's a huge space to increase, but I can't predict the price because it depends on the market so much. The Quantum and Neo or others like ourselves, Gennaro maybe. So we are the public chains and also some of the dApps in China. And so the situation is all the Chinese projects grows very fast regardless of what the policies is. There are many reasons, and one is that China has a huge population, especially the people in the blockchain industry, which makes Neo and Quantum kind of successful in the global market. And another reason is China has a very rich resources, like a majority of Bitcoin miners and Ethereum miners in China, and these miners can also contribute their computing power and to the other projects and to support each other. So the difference between Gennaro network with other blockchains like Neo, Quantum, Bitcoin, there are two main differences, and one is Gennaro network provides a decentralized storage network, means the dApps built on top of Gennaro can store their user data on Gennaro network, and also everyone can store their files and their movies on Gennaro network in a very secure and private way. Another difference is we create the hybrid solution of POR, proof of retrievability, plus proof of stake, POR plus POS. So this consensus mechanism increases the public chain scalability, makes it faster than Ethereum, so that developers can deploy smart contracts here easily in a faster way. You mean me personally? So in fact, I came to the blockchain industry in 2015, and I bought some Bitcoins and others, and then participated in some other ICOs. But after 2017, there are too many things happening in Gennaro network, so I fully committed on Gennaro. And I'm not doing the investment, my personal, but Gennaro has established Gennaro Ventures, which support and incubate like the beginning stage blockchain projects. So currently, GenX is listed on many exchanges, including OKX, Huobi Pro and others. But there are some others exchange we are planning to list later. But it depends on how the things goes. I can't guarantee that we have to list on Binance or Bittrex or whatever. And I hope the most important thing for Gennaro Network is to develop the product itself and to make the public chain online as soon as possible, and to make Gennaro Eden, the decentralized storage network, as strong as possible. So yeah, that's a good question. So when the dApps can start work with Gennaro Networks, there are two steps. And first step is the dApps can store their data on Gennaro storage. And the Gennaro storage, the beta version, is already online. We are going to release the business version later, maybe next month. So, but right now, the dApps can start using Gennaro Eden to store the data. And in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, Gennaro public chain will be released, and also our ERC20 token will switch into our mainnet token, and dApps can deploy smart contracts on Gennaro. So I think there are two challenges, and one is from the tech side, because we create the SPUR plus POS mechanism. So this consensus is very original. There's not 100% that we can make it work. And I think this is also true for all other public chains. That is the tech side. Another thing is the ecosystem side, because currently in the world, China has Quantum Neo, and the world has Ethereum and some other very famous blockchains. So, and we're kind of a new next generation of public chains, so we have to create our ecosystem as soon as possible to help the people move to Gennaro Network to build their dApps.
Hi Shash, I'm Bobby from CoinGecko. I'm the co-founder of CoinGecko. We started in April 2014. We've been running the site for 4 years now. So what CoinGecko does is it's a cryptocurrency data ranking website. We rank cryptocurrency based on several different metrics, such as market capitalization, trading volume, community and developer statistics, and also public interest. We are the second largest site after CoinMarketCap, and we believe that we should look at crypto projects on measures beyond market capitalization, because market cap is just a very brute measure that can be manipulated in many ways. Malaysia has been growing very strongly in the past 1 year. So CoinGecko is a Singapore company, and we are and the team is based in Malaysia. The whole crypto space grew in 2017, and this included Malaysia. And there's a lot of people trading and buying ICOs and all in Malaysia. Sort of one of the big problems in the crypto space, there's just so much scams and fraud. It's been like that from 4 years ago, and it's still the same these days. And it seems like the problem is getting bigger because there's a lot more money involved. So there's a lot of hackers trying to steal money, and there's ICOs. So many guys are trying to raise money from ICO, and then they just don't deliver on the project. So that is one of the biggest problems in the crypto space, and we need industry players to control all these things and make things more legit. You know, like, to me, this down market is a short-term thing. Like, just hodler and just stay on for the long term, because you'll be. If you look at the history of Bitcoin, every year the price of Bitcoin will be higher than what it started with at the end of the year. So just a short-term blip. Let's just see how things go towards the end of the year. Hopefully things get better by then. Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, I suppose. Well, I'm quite. Let's just say the Bitcoin community has been very divided for a very long time on how to scale Bitcoin. And at this point in time, like, we need a way for Bitcoin to handle more transactions. Paying $5 in fees per transaction is not feasible in the long term. It does not augur well for Bitcoin to be a good large-scale payment system. There are many. It used to be the case. I first got into Bitcoin because I believed that Bitcoin was a way for you to send transactions cheaply and quickly anywhere in the world. But these days, it's no longer true, and I hate to say this to beginners, but that's the case. So I hope there will be a cryptocurrency. It can be Bitcoin Cash, it can be another cryptocurrency that can solve this problem. You know, I'm just thinking which one. Off my head, I just can't remember right now. I missed out on Wabi big time. Do you know the funny story? I actually met the Icon guys in Shanghai at the Wanxiang blockchain conference, but I just didn't buy. I don't know why. Big mistake. But the one that I actually bought in was the Qtum blockchain. So I was at the Qtum blockchain party in Shanghai. Met some old friends there, and Icon missed out. Missed out Icon at the Qtum party. Big mistake, but you know what? Such is life.
The first market that I'm tapping into is Vanguard already.
That's a tricky situation. Like the IOHK guys, the Cardano guys have basically taken over Ethereum Classic development. I generally fall on the path of the guys that support the Ethereum blockchain, because I think like the hack, the DAO hack is just bad. Like that's just not good. But some people say blockchain should be immutable. That's why Ethereum Classic maintains, and I totally see the point of view of that. For me, it doesn't really matter which blockchain. At the end of the day, the blockchain that has the strongest and fastest development will win. So the way we CoinGecko look at it is like, if your coin has, if you're really strong, you're really serious in building your coin, show the development on GitHub. We will track them, we will see them, and over a period of time, the trading volume will show up and the price will be a result of that as well. So that's our point of view. Yeah, so we have a ICO calendar on CoinGecko. It's coingecko.com/ICO. Over there, there's a few hundred ongoing ICOs, another few hundred ICOs that are upcoming. Of course, if you're a regular crypto guy looking to buy an ICO, which ICO should you buy? It's a tricky situation when there's few hundred ICOs staring at you in the face. What we at CoinGecko is trying to do is we're trying to put in place a quantitative way of evaluating all these ICOs. So at this point in time on CoinGecko's ICO page, we have the number of Telegram users and number of Reddit users that you can see on one glance. And we want to add more metrics as we build our ICO page in the future.